Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Tower of Guns. So this episode, kind of following the previous one, is going to be a lot more casual. I've got it on Too Young to Die, as shown by the pacifier in the corner, and Peas and Carrots pistols. So this is going to be, I don't know, easy mode, lull mode. I guess lull mode is when you're using the Absurdatron. But, yeah, either way. I want to mash my face into these platforms. Oh, hugbots. Scary hugbots. Because I don't think there's a secret area in here. But it's always worth checking. Man, I feel slow after Nightmare mode. Anyway, so, solid blade launchers, pain in the ass. Anyway, what was I talking about on the previous episode? The answer is Guardians of the Galaxy. So, sorry to make you guys wait a couple days before I could finish that thought, but... oh man. Everything feels like it's in slow-mo mode. This is weird. I don't like it. Mystery box, blue EXP++. Sweet. Especially with this gun. Probably should have just put it on Taco Terror, but I wanted to do Babby mode for some reason. Oh, that explains why everything shoots so slowly. Or moves so slowly. Wow. It's like I don't even have to try. Oh, I probably do. I bet if I'm too risky, I'll just flat out get murdered by something or other. But, as it stands, I was talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, I was looking at the whole Rocket the Raccoon thing and just being like, who thought this was a good idea? And apparently he's like some kind of sentient raccoon genetic experiment, whatever. But apparently he's also pretty effective at everything. Smart, great aim, good fighter, yada yada yada. He's also, even though the team is kind of full of rogues, and technically you could say Star-Lord is the... you know, true jokester of the character, I would actually say Rocket tends to have the better one-liners, so when the movie comes out, and if the movie has already come out, I probably will highly recommend it, but just judging by what the comics have shown me, it's definitely worth your consideration, even if it does seem like a weird concept to begin with. Didn't even know that platform was going to be there. I was just like suddenly falling. Oh no! Anyway. So yeah, the characters are actually pretty cool. I'm just going to go down the list. And yes, I'm just going to talk... this is new. I've never been here before. Oh boy. So, I'm just going to go down the list. So, obviously, Star-Lord, I think his real name is Peter Quill. And he's like the impromptu leader, whatever. I don't even know why I'm talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just on a really big comic kick right now, so it seems... logical for me to talk about this kind of stuff, and I can talk about many, many comics. I may not be the biggest fan in the world, but, like, I don't know everything, I haven't read every comic, but goddamn do I love to sit down for, like, 4 hours and just read Marvel comics constantly. Not DC, though. DC does not interest me very often, which is kind of weird. Like, you'd think I'd be up for both, but no, as it stands, it's only Marvel comics. I think it's maybe how they handle superpowers, or how the heroes have changed and been adapted since. You know what? You guys can figure out the Guardians of the Galaxy on your own. You don't need me to describe the characters for you, but suffice to say, judging from the comics, the movie's going to be good. And I think, what the heck is going on here? It's like a staircase. God, I wish I had a flashlight for this. This is probably just a flat-out black screen for you guys. Oh, can I not get up? This is really weird level design. Okay, so what are we getting for our efforts here? Fabulous amounts of cash. Okay, let's be done with this place and never talk about it again. So, yeah, I figure, you know, instead of talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, because that's silly and unnecessary, I'm going to talk about just comics in general until I can think of something else to talk about, because I have a lot to talk about, because I haven't had an episode where I really talked about things in a while. And I like talking about things, but man, everything's dying. I guess that's what happens when you have max weapon level before you even to the first boss in the game. Man. Okay, so, yeah, my whole shtick about, like, Marvel comics adapting, whereas DC really hasn't. Batman, I think, is the only comic that DC has truly done in a very modern sense. And that's because Batman himself, at his core, is a very modernist character, you know, using lots of technology and... oh, hello. You know, technology, intelligence, stuff like that really transfers over. It makes a lot of sense for him to be a very easy to adapt to a more modern age. or even future ages. In fact, my favorite Batman series by far is Batman Beyond. I honestly, if they just kept going with that and never went back to normal Batman, I wouldn't be too depressed, but I think a lot of people would be upset at that fact. So apparently I also missed a lot of secrets there. Oh right, this is supposed to be a secret finding run. Oh well. That'll be next episode or something like that. I want to take a break from Nightmare Mode, even though technically I've only done a couple episodes of it. It's still nice to, you know, alternate. I don't know, whatever. But, so like Superman, he's just kind of this invincible character, and I don't know, I watched the cartoons, and it was good, but I never felt particularly inspired by it. Of course, the Marvel cartoons, really Marvel TV shows are awful. DC TV shows are amazing. Marvel movies are amazing. DC movies, especially in my mind, are pretty hit and miss. So, I guess pick your poison, sorta? Okay, I want to see what's on the other side of this thing. Oh, it's a might pickup, and I have the cash for it. Woo! Did not actually take nearly as much damage as I thought for that. So apparently you can swim in lava waterfalls. I'll have to mess around with that with Fire Force at some point. But anyway, so I know there's also like a secret down directly below me, but you actually have to swim in the lava for that one. Oh, but it does look like there's some blue EXP, so I'm gonna go mess with that. As in, wait, no. I don't even need blue EXP. I'm max weapon level. What am I doing? Anyway, so yeah, I guess the thing is, one of the like headliners for the, or I guess a lot of the headliners for the Marvel lineup are people that are somehow displaced into the modern age or modernists themselves. So take Captain America, for example. World War II hero that they made the executive decision to just rip out of, you know, World War II after supposedly killing him off or hiatusing him. I'm not entirely sure. I'd never read the old Captain America comics. But it was a very smart idea for them to bring him up into the modern age. Sure, I think the whole Hydra being, you know, an old Nazi sect as his, like, one of his main villains, it's a little ridiculous, but they do it well enough in the movies, even if it doesn't make any sense. And you'd probably figure that out pretty quick. You know, some kind of dissenter or something like that. I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm picking up all this blue EXP. I guess it's some kind of just weirdo habit of mine. Anyway, so Captain America, you know, makes sense from a bring a man to the modern times. Iron Man, obviously, is all about technology. I don't think I even need to talk about him too much, because he should be obvious from a modern perspective. Thor definitely feels like an outdated character, and I've read a lot of Thor comics, but for the life of me, I really don't like most of them. It's kind of a shame, because he's actually kind of a fun character in, you know, the Avengers series, but put him in his own comics and he just gets kind of boring, because he's always just whining about his brother. Come to think of it, it's true in the movies, too. You'd think if he could just get over his brother issues, he would be a much stronger character, but I guess that's kind of the whole point, that he's always kind of stymied by his relationship with his brother and father to a degree. I don't know. And I don't know. Apart from that, Spider-Man is definitely one of those characters that comes and goes. If you've seen the movies, like the original Tobey Maguire ones, the first one was okay. The second one was pretty damn good. The third one was downright awful. And then you get the reboot, and it kind of does the whole thing again, where it's like the first one is kind of okay, and then, except for they skipped the second movie that was brilliant and just went on to awful. Because, let's be honest here, I was 5 seconds from getting hit by those bullets. Anyway, I know there's some kind of secret down below. Not entirely sure what. Looks like blue EXP. And a health pickup. So it's going to be worth it for me to go down there. Now, we do have things shooting at us, so I should probably deal with that. I'm just going to wait for that to go away, though, because I really don't want to get hit by stuff. But, yeah, so the new Spider-Man movies, the actor's a little bit better, but I think the problem is they made him too awkward nerdy. He was too Michael Cera-y for my tastes, I think. Where it's like, Spider-Man isn't socially inept, which they've kind of made him out to be. He's not some, like, awkward skater kid. He's, you know, computer geek / wants to be a scientist. Anyway, time to swim through lava, because that's a smart idea, right? And I guess one of the problems is, in all of the Spider-Man movies, he really doesn't run his mouth nearly as much as he does in the comics, and that's actually kind of an eternally disappointing thing to me, because I like the Marvel characters that make jokes and stuff. One of my favorite moments in the Spider-Man, I guess, mythos, timeline, whatever. I guess it's not even mythos or timeline. It was during the Phoenix Force, or whatever it was called, where the X-Men all got infused with Phoenix. It was kind of bullshit. But at one point, Spider-Man's just like, no guys, I got this. Let me deal with the problem. And then proceeded to single-handedly convince Colossus and his sister to beat the crap out of each other. Wow. Killed them before even the bullets finished flying. And looks like we get an activated item for our trouble. And I thought it was the coolest moment ever, because, I mean, somebody said it at one point, but Spider-Man's best superpower is not his spider powers, it's his mouth. Or brain, but mostly his mouth. And I think that's the coolest thing ever, and I think the movies have done a terrible job of even approaching that. Really, he's just some awkward kid that's supposedly smart that can climb walls and punch people really hard. It's not compelling for me, unfortunately. I'd rather have a snarky character. It's kind of why I like Iron Man so much, because dude never stops snarking. That was unintentional. Anyway, so how's this run going? Our loot's kind of crap, but of course it's Babby mode, so really I don't even need to talk about this run. I mean, you guys kind of see what's going on. This is lull mode. I like lull mode. It's relaxing. It's just sometimes nice to have a nice, relaxing run of Tower of Gun, because I'm starting to associate it slightly with, I wouldn't say too much of a stress reaction so much as just, I expect the game to be blisteringly difficult, and sometimes I'm just like, I am not up to par for a really hard game. Which is kind of hilarious, because, I mean, half the games I play are extraordinarily difficult in a lot of cases. Actually, one interesting thing. I don't think I even mentioned this on camera. I don't even know what, if I should mention it per se, but I was reading, the way I found out the cheat codes, by the way, is you can just read the source code for the game. Weirdly enough, I thought that was kind of awesome, especially because there's some interesting stuff in there. His comments are hilarious. One of his comments, and I didn't understand what the mechanics were at first, but one of the comments was essentially talking about how the first two runs of Tower of Guns, holy shit, the first two runs of Tower of Guns that you ever have to go through are going to actually be a lot harder than normal. They're designed that way to give a false sense of progression to you, where, you know, you've obviously gotten better by playing the game, because the game is artificially harder in the beginning. I thought that was really sneaky. It's really clever from a roguelike, because it's a good introduction to losing, because, you know, it kind of sucks when you're so used to winning and suddenly you're losing all the time because you're bad or whatever. But realistically, it is also nice to just get the feeling that you have progressed somewhere along the way. I just think it's kind of ridiculously sneaky of Joe to add that in. Not that I'm going to complain too much, because honestly, once you get past that point, then it goes back to a, you know, standard difficulty curve. I'm not even going to bother going for any of those. We haven't found much for loot on this run, honestly. I guess I don't think Babby mode actually gives me any extra luck. It's just everything else that gets boosted up, and we've got a fairly high amount of cash. Is that another health pickup? Yeah, it is. At this point, I'm not too worried. The only thing that might screw us over a little bit is we have absolutely no jumps. We do a lot of damage, but if we get to the mall, we're going to have a fair amount of trouble, surely because we're not going to be able to make it to the mall without hopping in the lava, most likely. I mean, we can do the rocket hop, but the rocket hop is hard enough as it is if you don't have a extra jump to, you know, correct for mistakes and stuff like that. So my frame rate's a little low today. Not entirely sure why. Should probably look into that. Maybe my computer's tired. I don't even know if that's a thing, if there's such a thing as fatigue, but I definitely feel like it's been slowing down lately. Go figure. I've been working it pretty hard recently. Anyway, there was also a lot of bullets on the screen. That could have an effect too. Anyway, so God, what was I even talking about? Oh, right, the difficulty curve. And I guess once you get past that, the only real difficulty modification you can do is setting up Nightmare mode, which, I mean, should be obvious. And realistically, I'm glad that there aren't, you know, too many more game modes for this. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I guess it's one of those that it's not immediately obvious. I've been playing a lot of other roguelikes lately. Not because I dislike this game, but you know when you get 100 and something episodes in, which I actually never expected I'd get that far. And, you know, maybe I'll go crazy to the point where I get all the way up to, you know, run 860 something. I'm not entirely sure what Northern Lion is currently at, but he's at a really ridiculously high number of Binding of Isaac episodes. But then again, gameplay in Binding of Isaac is a little bit more varied than Tower of Guns. Tower of Guns, there's only so much that changes between one round and the other. And I don't want to sound jaded here, but that does kind of present a very linear pathway through the game. You know, every run is going to be fairly similar to the next. Yeah, the rooms are different, which is nice, but especially once you've seen it all, you really have seen it all, which is kind of why I've been spacing my uploads out, or even my recordings out for this. Because when it comes down to it, the way it's working out is every time I record, Joe has added a couple of new things to the game, and I can actually appreciate them. As opposed to being like, yay, Joe added new stuff. Alright, now he's not going to add anything else new for like 10 episodes. Kinda sucks. Now the question is, do we want John's All Access Pass or the Air Healing Fluid? Or whatever it's called. The Vasoconstriction Jelly. Realistically, John's All Access Pass could be cool for getting some secrets, and maybe I might regret this, especially now that we're on logistics. But at the same time, having a dedicated healing item, especially if we're going to be making it to the mall, actually pretty valuable. Is this spread shot? Yes, it is. Well, I don't need to care about you. At all. I do have to say, I think some of these... Ow. Some of these levels in... Oh, that's what's shooting at me. Oh, they're all shooting at me. Well, let's see if we can blow a couple of these up so I don't have to get lasered in the face anymore. Thank you very much. Because that hurt a little. Not much, but did. And we've got one 8-bit cannon over there. Largely non-threatening. Now, I do have to worry about the lasers a little bit. There we go. Quickly grab the stuff before they come back, and then wait for them to go by. No. I want to get around... Oh, but I can kind of get underneath them, because I want to clear out at least a little bit of the area, so I can get down to the secret area below. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, lasers do not drop loot. Makes me sad. A lot of blue EXP. Not necessary. Seriously, what is with our luck on half of these runs? We never get, like, anything anymore. We got the initial might in the secret room, and then pretty much nothing else. Oh well. Not the end of the world. I mean, we are playing on Babby mode, so that helps substantially-ish. Now, I'm hoping we can get at least one more jump along the way here. That's a crit mod, which is kind of good. Whoops. That's some cash. I'm actually going to have to go back down. But first I'm going to grab this. Grab that. And tilt back. Looks like there's a speed up down there, which is good enough. Oh, don't want to get hit by the lasers. Where's the cash? There's the cash. Mine. Beautiful. Beautiful and beautiful. And looks like there's a little bit of a health pickup, so I'm going to go grab that before the lasers come back. Yay! So, we really just need jumps at this point. Everything else is meaningless because I think I'm a good enough player at this game to the point where I don't really have to worry about taking too heavy of damage and can clear content largely unassisted, especially on Babby mode. But no jumps means it's going to be a little bit harder. We got, you know, flying purple crap following us around too, which is not appreciated. I don't really like being followed. I get that like weird itchy feeling on the back of my neck, and it's like, stop it, stop following me. Anyway, speed's gonna be nice because, well, this is in nightmare mode, so our base speed is a little bit lower. And I'm gonna have to tilt back again, even though I really don't want to. Okay, lasers are leaving me alone. Let's go. So yeah, if I could get 2 jumps and jump height sometime before I leave logistics, or not logistics, before I get to the mall, I'll be happy. At the very least, I'll have 1 extra jump, come to think of it. So really, if I can get 1 extra jump somewhere along the way here, and a jump height, we are going to be so golden, it'll be beautiful. I don't think there are any secrets. I probably should actually check the sides along those platforms at some point, but I really don't feel like it. I don't know. This is kind of one of those runs that we're going to beast the... We're going to beast the gumball machine, we're going to beast everything. And then we're going to die in the maw. I think. It just feels like one of those days. And I'm okay with that. Now, we've got a lot of loot around here. We're a little bit injured. I'm not entirely sure what's shooting at us. Oh, those guys down below. Well, first, blue XP is fine. I'm going to use the Vastus Constriction Jelly to get us back up to full health. Seeing as we're here, we've got the item charge for it, and why not? Especially because we might take some more damage as we go along here, even though Flubber Room is friendly enough, mostly. Now, ideally, I'd like to get up onto this platform. Thank you very much. Just enough. And we'll see if there are any nice shops waiting for us along the way. I just blew everything up, and that... It was kind of a nice image there. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can lure these guys. Come on, come on. I'm your friend. Get up, get over the platform. Because if you're gonna blow up, you better blow up in a place where I can get your loot. And it doesn't just bounce forever, because that would be stupid and annoying. And they dropped all sorts of loot that I probably don't need any of. But I did get a luck up, so maybe, that'll have some hand in everything. Probably not, though. I should do an infinite luck run at some point again. Those are always entertaining. Anyway, so we've got the beam of light over that direction, but I'm going to keep my eyes open, just because there might be some shop along the way. Probably not, but it's always nice to look. Oops, well, guess we have an enforced departure from the upper area. Not like it matters, you can always bounce back. Doesn't look like there are any shops up here, though. That disappoints me. Okay, so, you know the other thing I haven't really talked about lately is how the channel's doing, actually. And realistically, for all of you that watch my stuff, thank you so much for supporting me through, the past couple months. In 2 months, we'll be at, or I guess a month almost, a month and what, 20 days? We'll be at the 1 year anniversary of me starting this channel, which is pretty awesome. I honestly I didn't exactly have the most realistic of expectations when I started this channel. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll have like a couple thousand by this point, and realistically I only have, as of this recording, 323, but realistically when it comes down to it, this is more of a side hobby for me. I do spend an inordinate amount of time doing it, but, hello, somebody's around. You're around. You're dead. Bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead. Okay, so... Oh, right. The whole reason why I was talking about Guardians of the Galaxy this episode and last was because... That's not even a secret. Because Bang, you're dead is Rocket's catchphrase. Or no, Bang, I murdered you. Or Blam, I murdered you. Well, one or the other. Anyway, so... yeah, channel has 323 subscribers. It's actually growing even faster than it used to be, which is... pretty cool. And technically, I had a couple of, like, really crazy growth spurts as I went along, but realistically, I prefer slow and steady wins the race, as opposed to, super fast all the time. Well, I mean, realistically, I prefer super fast all the time, but the problem with, like, a big, spiky growth spurt is after that, you're just kind of left disappointed with everything else, because, like, I just gained 100 subs overnight. Why aren't I gaining any more? And personally, I just prefer, a constant stream of, like, you wake up in the morning, you have 10 new subs, go to sleep, wake up again, bunch of likes, bunch of comments to reply to. By the way, for all of you that comment, thank you very much. It really is kind of cool to just see a bunch of notifications on my phone being like, Wander, you gotta talk to these people. They're important, or at least they want to talk to you. And it's like, okay, I'm up for this kind of thing. Ah, nuts. It's the room with all the nice secrets that I can never get to if I don't have the jumps for it. As usual, hide in the back, kill everything, then go for everything else. I'm just going to take out all the bomb launchers because, I don't know, whatever. Thought for a second I saw the Invisible laser guys, but no, that was just a homing purple crap launcher hiding behind a mine layer, and it just happened to look one way and not the other. Man, that's a lot of cash that I'll never be able to get. It looks like we got another crit. We've got a bunch of bombs flying around. Really just begging for a jump up here. Because I very much like it. Chances are I'm not going to get it, though. Anyway. But yeah, as far as, like, channel goals go, it's pretty much just the usual, play whatever I want. One of the nice things that has been happening lately is developers have been very kind in sending me game copies, hence why I've been doing a lot of day one reviews, or at least close to day one. Sometimes I miss a day, sometimes, you know, I don't get the code until afterwards, but it's really nice to, you know, be able to ask a dev for review code, try it out, and sometimes make a Let's Play of it. That was kind of an unintentional goal of this channel, because I like trying out all sorts of games, but after a certain point you just do not have enough money to review them all, especially when you only are playing long... Oh, shit. Especially if you're only playing long enough to review the game and then you stop playing. At which point, you know, everything becomes kind of unfeasible from a cash perspective, and I really just have to rely on Humble Bundles to give me indie games. At which point, you know, nobody cares. Everybody already has the indie game, so what's a review going to do for anybody? So, we're in a bit of a pickle, realistically. This is the Egg Scrambler. Let's be serious here. Egg Scrambler is a scary customer. Oh well. I'll just have to make do. Have to really watch my frame rate. Really no idea why we are so laggy nowadays. But either way, now we're on to the super scary mode. And I just gotta hang out in the center, keep shooting. Okay, that actually worked out a heck of a lot better than I thought. I guess he really doesn't do that much damage at this stage in the game, which is good. Very good. Anyway, let's grab the health. We've got the Vastic Constriction Jelly, but, you know, why use it when you got all of these? And we can leave. No Hugbot Alley for us today, no other secret areas. Should probably do an endless mode run soon, too. But, either way, we'll get there at some point. So, I guess apart from these things, I don't know, channel growth is fine. Really enjoying XCOM, actually. I was kind of afraid of it. It's like, it seemed like a logical game to play on my channel, but when it came down to it, you know, the whole, what the fuck? Well, that's definitely a little bit concerning. It's just a pillar of saw blade launchers. Well, I'm dealing with it. It's painful, but I'm dealing with it. Actually not that painful. Just gotta hit. This guy is not going down. It doesn't help that the mini Corneliuses, or the mini Napoleons, I guess is what they actually are just kind of dropping stuff, and there's spiky balls coming out of somewhere, which is kind of concerning, and apparently he's still there. Okay, well, we're pretty topped off, and oh, that's where the spiky balls are coming from. They're directly above me. That's good to know. Your death is preordained. I do crazy damage like this, which I'm pretty glad about. Anyway, so, things... I'm trying to do like a channel updatey thing, but my habits have gone largely talking about stuff. Alright, so, yeah, XCOM I was a little bit concerned about, because it seems like a lot of people prefer the harder difficulties, and I'm not that good at XCOM, so it was definitely a bit of a gamble starting that series, because I really don't want to lose the game or anything like that. That would be unfortunate. I don't even know if you can lose XCOM, or if it's just like you have to constantly deal with rookies, but I actually feel like it's a game that you could lose if you lost all of your people. Could be wrong on this fact, but it seems like that is exactly how the game could go. Okay, so there's a luck pickup directly above us, but I don't think well, there's no way I'm going to be able to get up there. There's also a blue EXP up there, blue EXP++, but there's no reason for me to bother with really anything in this room. Unless it's a pickup that I can actually get to, it's just not worth it. And it's this room. Well, let's kill these things before they become a problem. Okay, and now that's a shit ton of bullets. Let's murder them before they, wow, nothing else is going to spawn unless I move elsewhere on the level. That's actually really good. Let's just, kill them all. They're all dead. Beautiful. And yes, we did take a fair amount of damage from that. Not entirely keen on how that all went down. Okay, looks like we got a bunch of big bombs. And I was really hoping to get that big health. Holy shit. Oh, this is gonna suck. Somehow, I am largely the same health that I was when I started falling. Kind of confused by that fact, but hey. I'm here. And looks like there's some things stuck on the spiky roller, so I'm actually going to get out of here. Because there's no real reason to stick around. Yes, there's a flamethrower directly behind me. I realize that. It's not worth dealing with. So this is definitely where things are heating up in a way that I'm probably not going to be able to deal with. But then again, you don't win them all, even if you're on lull mode. Even if you'd like to. Mainly because no jumps means very ground-bound Wanderbot. And if we don't have Fire Force, ground-bound means death. You know, come to think of it, I've never actually had a run where I just left. Like I didn't fight the Maw. I guess it's largely because it doesn't matter, right? All I have are Uber wins and deaths. I have yet to secure a single win in this game, come to think of it. That's actually pretty hilarious. I will have to revel in that fact a little bit. But anyway, so, other channel things. I don't know. Not a whole lot of roguelikes coming out anytime soon, so kind of what you see is what you get on the channel for now. Unless something else comes out that's, like, really cool. Things that I am excited about are, like, Crawl. If you haven't heard about Crawl, and you have, like, friends that you can play local co-op for, or not co-op, locally competitive stuff, like, you know, 4 people playing at once, Crawl is probably going to be actually pretty high on your list, or should be, because it is actually pretty cool. It's like 4 players all competing to live, essentially, as like these spirits, except for 1 player gets to be like a human running around trying to clear the dungeon. And so it's essentially, instead of having NPC monsters, you have, you know, you have the 3 other players that aren't human turning into the monsters and trying to kill the human. It's a little bit hard to have a monologue running while you're dodging all of the gumball machine. That said, it's about dead, so it's not like it's going to be that impactful. Just gotta, you know, avoid half of these shots. I'm honestly flabbergasted it's not dead yet. I'm stuck on something, which is kind of bad. Oh, yep, there's dead. And what do we get? We get health to blue EXP. Well, considering we lost almost no blue EXP for that entire business, it's really not a whole lot of reason for me to bother with that. Let's just get with this. Get what else we can, because I'm going to use the Vasoconstriction Jelly, even though I probably don't want to. That is a bit of a complication. I think I might save it for when we're... No, that's a bad idea. I could just kill all the Hugbots, but our difficulty level is probably pretty low, so I don't really want to up it that much. Let's just get out of here. But yeah, I guess goals, more collabs. I don't know. Wow, 0% secrets found. For a secret finding run, it's pretty low on the secrets. Anyway, I don't know how much you guys care about Minecraft, but one of the things I've always wanted to do is Rooster Teeth, or I guess Achievement Hunter style Minecraft. Because I think that's actually a really cool thing, and far more interesting than the standard, I'm gonna go down into the mine today, and I'm gonna go look for some diamonds, because, you know, diamonds gonna be really useful, and we can make ourselves a nice set of equipment. Oh no, it's a creeper, I blew up. Yeah, no, I'd much rather stick with the more humorous, more organized, more unique style of Let's Playing. Okay, well, so I'm gonna have to wait for the rockets to show up. This part... Well, never mind. I guess this is bad. Come on, come back down. Well, we've already lost a substantial amount of health. I'm just going to use the Vasoconstriction Jelly now. Get it while I can before he starts shooting lasers, bullets, or anything else. And I hope none of the super cannons show up either. Okay, good time for us to leave. So we've got 1 extra jump, but we are essentially very limited in our range of movement. I can't fall down. Leaving is going to be very hard. Okay. Because I essentially can't leave this position at all, or I'm going to be in a serious, serious pickle. Luckily, I figured out that you can brace yourself on these things, so as long as he doesn't go into fan mode while I'm not paying attention, we'll be okay. I think. God, I hope. Because realistically, now he's shooting the bullets, which are a little bit scary. His lasers are painful, but not killer. My only concern is once he goes into fan mode, I'm not going to be able to make it in time. Oh boy. Well, luckily he doesn't shoot bullets when he's in fan mode, thankfully enough. So we're actually in a pretty good position. I think we're going to be able to do this without having to worry about jumping at all. Oh, thank lordy. Let's just not take any damage here, or not take too much. I mean, realistically, we're not even losing weapon level for any of this. Beautiful. That was actually a hell of a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Weird. Anyway, so, I guess that's pretty much it. You know, for a state of the channel thing, I really didn't talk about the state of the channel. I should probably just do a post-commentary thing where I talk about that too. Or, you know, just inject it into a lot of my other things. I think Wizard Lizard would be a good place to talk about this kind of stuff too. Definitely not XCOM. Definitely not Dark Souls. Those are definitely more series types things as opposed to, like, you guys watch whenever you feel like, which seems like it's a little bit more relevant. Anyway, let's just murder this thing. Actually, I'm gonna... Vassix Constriction Jelly! Oh, there it is. Hey! Even then, everything is going pretty well. Except for the job hunt. Job hunt sucks. But that goes without saying. It's never fun. I actually have no idea what story we were even running. Oh, it was the one where we were Joe and Mike talking about Tower of Guns. Cute. Anyway, so I will see you guys on the... Actually, no, I want to see what loot we got, because I feel like we had nothing there. Yeah. I already know the story. They're all fun, but boy, after the first time, it's just like, yep, I get the story. Now it's just time to... Now it's just time to wait. Sleep deprivation. Cute. I love this game. Still probably Game of the Year for 2014. I've yet to play anything that really tops it, I think. A lot of other good games, but nothing quite like this one. So we got the equivalent of 4 blue EXP pluses, 4 health ups, the might helped, the crit helped, the speed was kind of useful, and the jump kind of saved our butts from the lava. Otherwise, that was kind of a weak run as far as loot goes, but hey, what can you do? So, I will see you guys on the next episode of Tower of Guns, and yeah, I think it's about time for an Endless Mode run, so I'll be doing that a little bit later. Anyway, see you guys then, and as always, thanks for watching.